Well, the first day of the season is officially in the books for the Formula Regional European Championship by Alpine in 2024. Now we get ready to do it all again. Welcome everyone to a very sunny Hockenheim circuit. Once again, my name is Chris McCarthy. A pleasure to have your company. What a day it was yesterday to kick off the season. We welcomed a lot of new drivers to the championship. Over 20 to be exact. 18 rookies competing this season in total. But we had a very clean race, a very frantic race, great head-to-head battles up and down the field. But out front, it was a returning driver who controlled the race pretty much from the start, didn't quite lead it all the way from lights to frag after a great launch off the line from Enzo Deligny. But Rafa Kamara, once he got back into the lead, was very difficult to get past, and he went on to take his third win in the Formula Regional European Championship by Alpine. As I said in commentary yesterday, that a real statement win from him, and he now takes the lead of the championship for Prema Racing. Tuukka Taponen, if you haven't been following the updates from the championship overnight, has been promoted to second place as James Wharton was given a penalty and dropped to third place. This is because where you're looking at here, turn 6, on the first lap, we didn't see it on camera. I spoke to James Wharton about this, but the pair was side by side coming through turn 6 there. James Wharton ran wide on the exit of the corner, and then they were side by side again through turn number 7, but it was deemed James Wharton on the exit of turn 6 gained an advantage, and as so, he was dropped back and behind Tuukka Taponen, and that meant Taponen was promoted up to second, James Wharton down to third place. So those two on their FRECA debut. On the podium, Brando Badua, what a performance he put in, coming up from 12th to 4th. Ivan Dominguez became our first rookie winner of the season in a superb start to the season for Van Amersfoort Racing. Nikita Bedrin flying up from outside the top 10 to P6. Then Ugachukwu, Giusti, Belinsky and Enzo Deligny. We're into qualifying practice now. This is going to set the grid for race 2 coming up later. 2 groups of qualifying, so you will not see all the drivers competing. We have Group A and Group B out on circuit. We saw Group A out first yesterday, so today we're going to see Group B out on circuit. Basically, how it works, the fastest group will form the inside row of the grid. The slower group will form the outside row of the grid. That is essentially how it works. Yesterday, we found that the quickest group of Group A were quite a little bit faster than Group B. So let's see if that is the case today. But essentially, you're fighting for what row of the grid you will start on. That is basically what the case is. Wherever you finish in your group, that is what row of the grid you will start on. Whether it will be on the inside or the outside, you will find out when both rows, when both qualifying groups have finished. Well, we can see the cars just making their way around. Let's go through some of the other things that we had happen in the race, or some of the other things that I found out. So we had Rafa Kamara take that third career win. We had podiums for Wharton and Taponen. As I said, they were reversed. Dominguez became our 20th different rookie winner. 6 different teams in the top 10 as well. Now, for those of you who were watching the race yesterday, of course, we saw Zach David had a spin right at the start. I did speak to him about this. He went for a move coming down. It was on the first lap, just as they come out of turn 1 here. It was going down to turn number 2. He went for a move, just locked up slightly and went into the side of his teammate Taponen's spun round, and unfortunately that brought an early end to his race. He did hold up his hands to that. Taponen said he was carrying very subtle damage to his car because of that. So a real shame for Zach David, because he had qualified 6th on the grid. We had a puncture, sadly, for Yaroslav Vesselau, a fuel pump issue for Teofile Niall, which brought him to a halt coming into the final 2 corners on lap number 9, and it was an exhaust issue which led into real further gearbox problems for Evan Gilter, which meant that he had to retire from the race on lap 6. That was a real shame for the young Frenchman because he was fighting for podium positions, and speaking to the ART team, they were very, very disappointed with that, but they feel they've got great pace, not only in that car, but within that team, and particularly within Evan Gilter. So I think that pretty much wraps up everything from yesterday. Of course, Iron Dames made their debut as well. Congratulations to them on a good debut, a positive debut. Dorian Pan, 23rd, Martin Garcia, 24th place. Both cars making it home nice and safely and fighting for the top 20 positions. I'm sure they will only move forward from there. Okay, let's get into some times. I did briefly lose times from the commentary box there, but they are back with me now. Nico Lacorte is currently leading the way with a 140.7. Nikhil Bora in second place. Brando Badua in third place. Yesterday, our pole time was a 134.8. From Rafa Kamara. In this group, the quickest time was a 135.4, so there was a swap between the 2 groups, but I wouldn't put that down to just this group. We have seen that over the past seasons where we do see differences between groups. Let's see if that is the case again today. Of course, the groups for this qualifying this round rather is made up of the results from the collective test 2 on Friday. That will not be the case going forward. It will be made up of championship positions with the odd numbers in Group A and the even numbers in Group B. Here we see the number 16 coming through the first corner, Roman Andriolo. Let's pick up Alpine Academy driver now, Nico Lacorte, coming into Sachs Curve, currently going quickest on circuit. The time's really starting to tumble slightly now. They've gone below 140. We want to get to mid 135, 136s. That's what they're looking for, but 135s is really where they want to be aiming. Once we get to that stage, we know we're on for provisional pole position times. Here they come. Nico Lacorte up to the line. Nikhil Bora has laid down the ground mark time, I think now 136.5, and Nico Lacorte has just beaten it. 136.07. That now becomes the time to beat. He's gone almost half a second clear of the rest of the field. Trident have been struggling with that car. They've been pretty open to me about that so far this weekend, but clearly they seem to be finding a little bit of pace and finding some confidence now. Nico Lacorte as he leads the way. Here comes Evan Gilter, will want nothing less than a fastest time in this session, and that's exactly where he goes. 135.886 for Evan Gilter. Brando Badua, not the best qualified for him yesterday. He more than made up for that in the race. He's now gone to P3. Nikhil Bora up to P4, Ugachukwu to P5, Dorian Pan is in 7th place, Teofile Niall has gone to 3rd place. Will really want to make up for those issues that prevented him from scoring any points yesterday, and so far he's doing just that. That would put him at least P6 on the grid as he goes to P3. We are seeing times deleted. You have to be careful of track limits. Nico Lacorte keeping one wheel on the circuit there, so that will do. However, he locks up into Sachs Curve. The whole timing screen is lighting up. I won't tell you who's improving because the only driver not there's only 1 or 2 drivers maybe not improving. Pretty much everyone is improving on this lap. So watch the timing screen, watch that timing tower. It's going to move up and down. Drivers will be moving all over the place. The first of them may be Nico Lacorte, and looks like he has gone fastest as he comes across the line. Puts in a purple last sector, but keeps him in 2nd place, 136.07. Let's watch him into Sachs Curve. I think it would have been this lockup that prevented him from going to provisional pole position, maybe just because he was only 1.5 tenths back, says Enzo Deligny. Well, he was fastest in this group yesterday, finished in the top 10 as well. Did drop back a little bit in the race on his debut in this championship, but put points on the board, and the Red Bull Junior once again leading the way, 135.7. Good time from Enzo Deligny, the rookie, once again leading the way from another rookie in Evan Gilter. all new faces to the championship in this group pretty much. Ivan Dominguez now comes up to second place, 135.7. Then it's Gilter in third, Ugachukwu is fourth, Niall is fifth, Lacorte is sixth, Dorian Pan is up to seventh. Good improvements from her and the Iron Dames team. She's really starting to fight up the order. Another half a tenth and she would be in the top 10 on the grid. Let's see if she can do that. She hasn't improved through the first sector. Zach David left it late in the session yesterday, so keep an eye on the driver from the Philippines. He is currently in 8th place. Brando Badua, likewise, 10th place. Looks like some of them are on cool-down laps currently. De Paulo is 9th. Ricky Liu is 12th. Roman Andriolo, 13th. Then Huang Dat Soya from Vietnam in 14th. Edgar Pierre, 15th. Leonard Bula in 16th. Wow. Half a second between first to P12. It is incredibly close out there. No one improving on this lap. Seems they're all just going for a cool-down lap before they start to turn up the wick once more and go for their final push laps. Will Enzo Deligny once again put himself on the front row of the grid? He would have learnt a lot from yesterday. He comes out the final corner, blast down the start-finish straight. We've got a lot of fans in Hockenheimring already. The paddock where Formula Regional was full this morning of fans watching the cars come out. And I know I've already seen a lot of fans gathering round Enzo Deligny's car. They'll be cheering him on as he heads now out of turn 3. Here he goes now, coming round the parabolica and towards the hairpin. Will we see any improvements? Yes, he's gone purple through the first sector. Enzo Deligny going faster, but Ugachukwu, the McLaren Junior, he's also going faster as well. Ricky Liu is going faster. Roman Andriolo going faster. Sawyer as well. Evan Gilter has now gone faster through the first sector, but Enzo Deligny, no one has been able to match that first sector time he's done. He's done a 20.1. The quickest first sector after that has come from Gilter, and you can see he's 0.06 of a second back from Deligny. Nice and smooth as he comes round 8, 9 and 10. Now we make our way up to the stadium section into Sack Curve. Beautiful to watch the cars through here. You don't quite see the elevation changes and the camber through the screens as much, but as they come into here, real camber, the cars as they head into Sachs Curve, and now down and up once more over 13 and 14 into the final 2 corners. Keep it nice and smooth as Nicola Corte is up to 4th place. Dorian Pan is improving on this lap. Enzo Deligny, we watch him up to the line. Let's see if he can improve on this time. Yes, 135.6. Right, will we see any more improvements? Ricky Liu has gone up to P8. Well done to the Trident driver, making his way up the order, as looks like Brando Badua has gone to 3rd place, so that'll put him on row number 3. Evan Gilter to P2. Ivan Dominguez is currently in P3. Teofil Niall, will we see him improve? He's gone quicker through the first sector. Ugachukwu is going faster, as well as is Nikhil Bora. Well, he's leaving it late in this session, but he has experience. Ivan Dominguez, fastest as he just comes across the line, 135.602. Ivan Dominguez for Van Amersfoort Racing. There he is in the orange and black Van Amersfoort car. The number 89 has just stolen the front row spot from Enzo Deligny. The Portuguese driver slowing down. Well, that's all he's got for this session, and now he has asked the rest of the field to beat him. He's got that time from Enzo Deligny by 0.04 of a second. What a weekend he is having. However, Enzo Deligny is going slightly faster on this lap. Here he comes into Saxon. Oh no, was that wide? I think this time may not count. It looked like he went 4 wheels over the white line there. Let's see him across the line, but Ugachukwu may be the one to steal the show right at the end here. He's going faster on this lap as well. Here they come through the final 2 corners. Let's see Deligny across the line. Out of the final corner, Enzo Deligny giving it absolutely everything he's got. Up to the line he goes. Will he improve? Not quite. Only just back from his fastest time. 0.04 between them. Ugachukwu comes up to the line. He does a personal best lap, but it keeps him in 8th place. Dorian Pan is improving on this lap as well. She's currently in 9th place. Will we see her improve in position? No, stays in 9th. Zach David has bailed into the pit lane. Just waiting to see the likes of Nikhil Bora and Nico Lacorte to see if they're going to come through the second sector any faster. I can see Matteo De Paolo just in front of me coming across the start-finish line. Do we see him improve? Yes, he goes up to P8. So a good improvement at the end there for Matteo De Paolo. Looking out the window, I don't see anyone coming through the final sector. I can see an MP car now on a bit of a charge, which I imagine will be Nikhil Bora, but I'm not sure if he is on a faster lap. It looks like he may have gone slower through the first 2 sectors, but I think we can say Ivan Dominguez here has gone fastest in this session. Let's confirm. Let's wait to see Nikhil Bora. He's coming up to the line now and see where he finishes this session. He heads across the start-finish line to be P7. Nico Lacorte up to the line next, currently in 6th place, and he will stay P6. It's just Ricky Liu next, who makes his way out the final corner now. He heads up to the start-finish line. He did a personal best last time, which put him P11, and stays P11, so it is confirmed that Ivan Dominguez for Van Amersfoort Racing goes fastest in this session by just 4 thousandths of a second ahead of Enzo Deligny. What an absolutely fantastic session once again to kick us off. There you can see the provisional results on screen. Deligny in second. Gilter was only 300ths of a second back in third. Badua fourth. Then Niall, Lacorte, Bora, De Paolo, Ukachukwu, Pan will be in the top 20 once again. Liu, David, Sawyer, Andriolo, Bula was in 15th place. And rounding out the field was Edgar Pierre. That is how they rounded out 3 rookies, 1, 2, and 3. But I say 3 rookies. Brando Badua is making his debut. Teofil Niall is making his debut. Pretty much most of this group are new faces to the championship. We have a lot of drivers making their debut. As I said, over 20 in total. Only 6 return who have done a full season in this championship before. And it shows just the quality of new drivers. That's because Formula Regional is growing as a category all over the world, in the likes of the Middle East and Oceania in particular over the winter, and these guys are coming in more prepared than ever. And Ivan Dominguez, who raced with us at the end of last season, did so at this track as well, using that experience very well. I spoke to Van Amersfoort team boss Danielle and asked her about that battle that him and Brando Badua had, and said, how on earth did you manage to watch that? And she said to me, well, not very well. I had my head on my hands watching that battle, but she did say there was a great moment when Ivan Dominguez, Brando Badua, they slowed down on the warm-up lap. Brando Badua finished 4th, Ivan Dominguez did finish 5th, and they slowed down to find each other on the warm-up lap, drove side by side and gave each other the thumbs up and said, that was a good race. Ivan Dominguez starting his season with a rookie win. Brando Badua with a good points haul on the board as well. He put 12 points on the board. Dominguez putting 10 points on the board and becoming the 20th rookie winner we've seen in this championship. But I know Danielle, who runs that Van Amersfoort team, she was very, very happy with what she had seen, and good, respectful racing between those two. But they really have nailed things down there, and a positive start to the season. But now we turn the focus over to Group A. So the time to beat becomes a 1:35.6 for this group. Let's see if they can go and do that. In Group A, we're going to see Roman Belinsky for Trident, Rafa Kamara for Prema Racing, then Tuka Taponen for R-Race GP. Kanato Lee will be in the number 9 for G4 Racing. Alessandro Giusti in the 10 for ART Grand Prix. Nikita Bedrin will be in the 11 for MP Motorsport. He came flying through the field yesterday, just wasn't happy with how they performed in qualifying. Let's see if he can go better this time. If he can, there's every chance he can be fighting to stand on that podium. James Wharton will want redemption for that penalty that he got that dropped him only one place on the podium spot, but I know he was a little bit frustrated with it. Marta Garcia for Iron Dames. Let's see if she can join her teammate Dorian Pan in the top 20 here. Pedro Clero did a great job for Van Amersfoort well and rounded out what was a really good qualifying yesterday for the team, putting all cars in the top 12. Nandavud Binam Bhakti for KIC Motorsport from Thailand is in the 29. Jesse Carrasquedo Jr. now for G4 Racing is in the 33. Then Costa Toporis for the Kick Motorsport Evans GP team is in 43. Valerio Rinicella for MP Motorsport in the 55. Had a bit of a busy race yesterday, going side by side plenty of times. Got his elbows out, rem required. Was great to see him out there getting stuck in, so to speak, on his first race. Noah Stromstead came through nicely in the race yesterday, maybe out of position in the race, but he just missed out on some points, so be interesting to see how he goes today. I was speaking to Keith Donegan walking into the track this morning, and just disappointed with how they performed in qualifying, but I know they're confident maybe of some points today, just looking to get some confidence back within that car, and Noah Stromstead, I think, could be one to watch on his day. We've seen him get we've seen him get rookie wins in this championship, albeit as a guest driver. Enzo Peugeot is in the 74 for Centerlock Racing. Did a solid job yesterday. Yaroslav Veselau had that puncture for ART Grand Prix, and then Giovanni Maschio is in the 99 for RPM. Okay, they're making their way out onto the circuit. It's going to take them a little while just to get the tyres up to temperature. Now, Rafa Kamara was quickest in this group yesterday and did a 134.8. 135.6 becomes the time to beat. Let's see if they can do that. Great racing between the likes of Kamara, Taponen and Wharton yesterday. There's Nikita Bedrin for MP Motorsport. Will want to put himself in the fight, but there's Rafa Kamara. Has had a perfect weekend by record books so far. Pole position, win, fastest lap. Let's see if he can now continue that and join the drivers who have done the double, so to speak. He needs to go and take a pole position, I imagine, to put himself in a good position first, but we've seen drivers do the double in the past, the likes of Gregoire Saucy at Barcelona, at Zandvoort. Paul Aron did it at Mugello and Zandvoort, and then we saw it twice last year with Tim Tramnitz and Martinius Stenchorn. Long way to go, and the drivers behind will be saying, well, we kept him very, very honest, but Rafa Kamara will want a perfect weekend to start his season. But the drivers behind will certainly want to have something to say about that. It's going to be a close session, this one, I'm sure. What about the ART drivers as well? We got Giusti, who had an off coming into the final two corners, which just prevented him from a final lap, and that final lap could have been his run to maybe go and chase after the top three. He ended up fourth in the session in the end. What about Noah Stromstead? Let's see if RPM have found some pace overnight to put him higher up the order. What about Roman Belinsky? Because he came forward in the race very well. He said he had to defend incredibly hard at times to hold on to the points. If they found qualifying pace, then there's every chance our Formula Regional Oceania champion could be up there. So many talented drivers out there. Marta Garcia, our F1 Academy champion, is in there as well. I mentioned the word champion a lot, don't I? There's 6 reigning champions out there in total. 9 F1 supported drivers. It's a very, very talented field. It's going to be a field with lots of eyes on it this year from that Formula One paddock, I'm sure, looking at who will be the next drivers to take in to the support series, and that is where all these drivers are aiming for. They're aiming to follow the drivers who went into the Formula 3 and Formula 2 championships this season. And of course, we've had a driver who made his Formula E debut yesterday, Paul Aron, Congratulations to him, 13th on his debut in Berlin. What a absolutely brilliant achievement from the Estonian driver, our record holder for pole positions as well as we go into qualifying, showing what is possible coming out of this championship. Paul Aron, let's see if any of these drivers can go and follow in his footsteps now and doing great things in Formula 2. FRECA alumni leading the way in that championship with Zane Maloney. We're just in the phase of warming up the tyres now. Remember, 135s, mid 135s is where they need to get to. They need to be that 135.6 to go and take pole position, but this group got a 134.8 yesterday. Looks like the number 9 of Kanato Lee may be the first to put a benchmark time down for us. He raced in the British F4 Championship last year, finishing in P7, so he's got a lot of tracks to learn, has Kanato Lee. Every time he comes to a circuit, it's going to be a case of just getting up to speed. He would have done a lot of off-season testing, no doubt, but it's learning it on a race weekend is quite a different process. It's going to be racing on tracks for the first time, and that's a lot different to being out there when you're testing on a track. In towards turn 8 he comes. Kanato Lee for G4 Racing, a team that had their best ever season in this championship last year, very much helped by the achievements of Alessandro Giusti, which gained him the backing of the Williams Academy. Kanato Lee heading through turn 11, through Mobile 1 curve and up to Sachs curve now. Will we see him put down a benchmark time for us? We're watching now the number 22 of Pedro Cledo. The rookie driver has seen his teammate Ivan Dominguez go fastest in the group before. That will no doubt have inspired him to get a good time down. He'll, imagine, aiming for a top 5 finish here. Clero finished 4th in this, 5th in this group yesterday to put himself in the top 10. So I'd say he'll be aiming for more of the same today. It was a really great result. He was top rookie. I imagine that will be the same achievements he'll be aiming for today as he comes up to the line. 136.3, right, we're getting down to business now. Pedro Clero has put the benchmark time down for us. Now it's over to the rest of the field to try and beat it. I'm afraid to say my screen has gone down in commentary, so I cannot bring you sector times currently, but we'll go with what we see on the live pictures as we head round turn 10. We're going to follow Nikita Bedrin in the number 11. Here he comes into Mobile 1 curve and up towards Sachs curve now. It looks like Enzo Peugeot has gone quickest, hasn't he? 136.2. James Wharton in the number 13 is going purple and purple. This might be the time that puts him not only fastest in this group, but on provisional pole position overall. I think it might be, yes, 135.445, and that is pole position overall for the Australian driver, James Wharton, going fastest. He has put himself up to the top of the times. Absolutely superb stuff for James Wharton there, but his time doesn't appear to be at the top. Has that been deleted, I wonder? I think it might have been. I'll be able to confirm that once I have the timing back with me, but James Wharton looks like maybe that time's been deleted. So Rafa Kamara's time stands as fastest so far, 135.6. I'd say this group once again is going to be the group that stands. Just being confirmed by Harut, my colleague, that time was deleted. So thanks to Harut there. We have James Wharton's time deleted. And now he's going to have to try and go again. Rafa Kamara now leading the way. James Wharton going for another lap. Pedro Clero, second place overall. Enzo Peugeot in third place. Giovanni Maschio fourth. Timing screen's back with me, so I'll bring you sector by sector now. Thank you to the colleagues up here in the box for that. Rafa Kamara is currently improving. We have Enzo Peugeot improving as well. Let's follow James Wharton then. I'll bring you his sector times. He's not improving on this lap, so we won't see him go faster here. Let's see if we see him improve on the next lap. I think he's just building up to another lap. Up to the line now, James Wharton gets ready to go for another lap. They're pretty much only 5 thousandths of a second away from taking overall pole. Here's Kanato Lee out of, oh, that's out the final corner. So that would have been not only that time deleted, but the next time deleted as well. So that's 2 times deleted. Hearing down from pit lane as well from another colleague, Finn, that Costa Topolis had to come in for some work on his car as well. Finn from the feeder series team there, that he was having to have some work done on his car, but Finn reporting to me down from pit lane that he's now back on track. So thanks to Finn there, who is keeping me updated on things down from pit lane. Roman Belinsky now making his way through, and I know Finn is here from the feeder series, and whilst he has done that, let's just say, if you haven't checked out their season preview with myself and William Alatalo, do go check that out, and the brilliant season preview that Percy Wolf done as well. It's a superb read between this and race 1. Okay, let's watch Roman Belinsky up to the line. Who we're going to see improve on this lap? We're in the slowdown laps currently. I think we're just building up. Remember, it was just over 3 minutes to go, wasn't it, that we saw the slowdown laps? But I think Roman Belinsky's going to hit traffic here with Tuukka Taponen. Has he had to slow down, maybe? I'm not too sure. He's maybe going to hit a little bit of traffic here in Tuukka Taponen. Roman Belinsky up to the line, P7 for him. Maybe just caught Tuukka Taponen at the wrong time. Kostopoulos is going for what will be his first flying lap. It looks like that's Roman Belinsky up to P2. Let's see where Kostopoulos can go. He's only just done what is his first real flying lap, so he's still down in 17th. You can see 9 minutes. That's how long that lap was to come in the pits, back out again. It's been a real lengthy delay for him. We'll investigate that one after for you. Okay, let's follow more times. Giusti currently down in 15th. I'm not too sure if he's been struggling maybe with some track limits, but he's way, way out of position. So your times, Kamara, Claro up in 2nd as a rookie. Is going really, really well. Tapon in 3rd, Peugeot in 4th place. Superb stuff from Enzo Peugeot on his debut in this championship. Nikita Bedr in 5th, then Stromstead, Belinsky, Maschio, Rinnicella, then Bidon Bakti, Lee, Carrasquedo, Garcia, Veselau, Giusti, Wharton still in 16th. Needs to get a clean lap on the board now. He's running out of time incredibly fast, James Wharton. If he finishes where he is, he's going to be 32nd on the grid. He needs to get a move on. Kostopoulos down in 17th place. Up through the final 2 corners we go. Will we see an improvement on this lap? Out of the final corner, Kostopoulos is improving. Enzo Giusti, we watch him over the line, and a 136.032 there from Enzo, from Alessandro Giusti. I imagine Van Amersfoort Racing watching this one on as well. It's incredibly close, isn't it? Will we see any big improvements now coming into this final minutes? Alessandro Giusti puts himself in the top 10. Pedro Claro has just gone purple through the first sector though. Right, will we see a big, big improvement on this final lap? Will it be an all Van Amersfoort Racing row 1? Pedro Claro, fastest through the first sector. Rafa Kamara has now improved through the first sector as well. But he's gone slower through the second sector, has Pedro Claro. James Wharton has gone up to P8, so he has improved on that last lap, has James Wharton. Got himself up into 8th place. People are running out of time incredibly quickly on this lap. Up to the line comes Pedro Claro. Will we see an improvement? Up to the line he comes, not quite. What about Rafa Kamara? He is improving. Needs to find some time. Rafa Kamara just needs to find a few hundredths of a second if he can, and he's gone quicker once again through the second sector. Let's keep an eye on him. The checkered flag is out. Where is Rafa Kamara? Will we see him go quicker as he makes his way? I can see him coming into Sachs Curve. I've got eyes on Rafa Kamara out the window. He's coming up to the final 2 corners now. Rafa Kamara coming through the final 2 corners. No one else really improving apart from the likes of Giovanni Maschio. James Wharton has gone up to P5 on his final lap to get himself in the top 10. Here comes Rafa Kamara up to the line, and he goes across the line and does not improve. So that looks like Ivan Dominguez then is going to start this race at the head of the field. Rafa Kamara, 135.607 for him. Pedro Clero will be in second place. Tuka Taponen in third place. Enzo Peugeot in fourth place. James Wharton in fifth place. Alessandro Giusti in fifth place. Nikita Bedrin in seventh place. Noah Stromsted in 8th place, Roman Belinsky in 9th, Giovanni Maschio in P10, Valerio Rinicella in 11th, Costa Toparis in 12th, Nandavud Bidambakti 13th, Kanato Lee 14th, Jesse Carrasquedo Jr. 15th, Marta Garcia 16th, Yaroslav Veselau in 17th, but Rafa Kamara, fastest once again in his group, puts himself at the front of the grid. And he puts himself right at the head of the grid with a 135.607. Great stuff from Rafa Kamara, putting himself at the head of the field. Pedro Clero putting Van Amersfoort Racing on the front couple of rows to end what is a superb session for them. Tuka Taponen, solid qualifying for him once more. He's put himself within the top 10 twice now this weekend. And Enzo Peugeot, one of these standout performances from me. 4th place for him. James Wharton, 5th place, getting himself in the top 10 right at the end of the session. Alessandro Giusti in P6, Nikita Bedrin in P7, Noah Stromsted in P8, then Roman Belinsky P9, Giovanni Maschio P10, Valerio Rinicella 11th, Costa Toparis 12th, Nandavud Bidambakti 13th, Kanato Lee 14th, Jesse Carrasquedo Jr. was 15th, Marta Garcia 15th, and Yaroslav Veselau was P16. So that is the result overall. Incredibly close at the top of the field. Rafa Kamara leading the way in this group. Once again, he and Ivan Dominguez will form the front row of the grid. Pedro Clero just behind. It's going to be a fantastic race. Once again, join us at 4:10 local time here in Hockenheim.